Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. So remember, we start every class with a salute. We're going to bring that fist together with our right hand, our left palm, take those two together, and thank you for joining me today. So today's session, we're going to include some basic Qigong exercises, spine movement, and then we're going to build on our previous two classes with our Tai Chi movement. So let's get started. Take a moment. Look down at your feet, shoulders width apart. That means the outside edge of your shoulders match the outside edge of your feet and perfectly straight. Remember, the whole body's alignment and healing starts at the ground and works your way up. So nice soft knees, unlock them, let your lower back relax down and lift through the crown of your head. Now we're just going to take a moment to warm up before we get going, drawing the chin to the chest and looking up. We'll do each joint, couple of movements, chin to chest and looking up. Remember never to push too hard, being gentle with our bodies, knowing they'll open over time. Last one, we draw the chin to the chest and then we come back to neutral. We'll start next by looking over the shoulders, coming back to center and across to the other side. Again, not pushing too far. Nice, gentle movements with your body. One more round. And then we'll come back to center. Next is our shoulders. So you can alternate them. You could do them together, or you could do giant arm circles. Really up to you. So find that movement through the shoulder blades. Find that relaxation. So you can choose to keep going one direction. You can alternate back and forth, but just in a moment, we're going to go the other way. So going forward, either together or alternating, or again, those large arm circles. Remember to listen to your body, always moving in a way that feels good. And we'll take a couple of rolls back, and then we'll shake those arms down. So let them hang down, let your shoulders find neutral. And now we're going to swing from our middle body. This is a big part of our Tai Chi practice. So learning how to control the energy from the center and just let the arms swing. It's a great Qigong exercise to bring energy through the body. Just letting the arms tap. You can tap the lower back. You could tap the abdomen, waking up the digestive system. You could bring those arms to the lungs. Bring that front arm and tap the front of the chest. And then coming back down. But feel that the waist leads that movement. So however fast you're turning dictates how fast your arms are going to move. And then we're going to slowly ease off. So that means we slow down from the middle body, and then the arms slow down, and then we come back to center. All right, almost done. Hips and then knees and ankles. So taking a little bit of a wider stance, hands on the hips or just letting them hang. We'll just do a big circle. So feel a nice stretch through your hips here. Nice rotation side to side, really pushing out and around. All right, one more this direction, and then we'll go the other way. Remember, nice deep breath, smooth, even, and continuous throughout our entire practice. Let's do two more circles all the way around. And then evening out, find center. And we're going to bring our feet together, bringing our knees together, sinking down a little bit, and just a small circle. So circling, warming up those knees and ankles, and then the other way. And then coming up. All right, release, roll those shoulders back, check in on your feet, shoulders width apart. Do a little bit of shaking to bring that energy through. So we start with the hands, shaking them out, shake the arms out, and then lift those shoulders and throw them down a little bit. Okay. All right, so moving into those wellness exercises or Qigong exercises, bringing our hands to the sides of our body. We want to run through our checklist. We want this to become our natural standing position. So feet, shoulders width, perfectly straight. Starting at the top, lift up. Let the shoulders hang and relax your waist so that the knees are slightly soft. Now, as you inhale, we're going to lift the arms up to shoulder height and shoulder width apart. As you exhale, bring the upper arms down, the forearms, and then the palms. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Inhale, we're going to come up. Exhale, sinking down. Including our legs next, building strength and energy. Inhale, we're standing. Exhale, bend to whatever position is comfortable. So pushing up, everything arrives together, and then sinking down to wherever is comfortable. So it could be a large movement in the leg, or it could be a smaller movement. Your only goal is to be standing up when the arms are at the top, and then stop sinking when the hands come down to your hips. So we're going to move a few more times. Follow your own breath. I want you to release any tension you might feel in the upper body. Feel like you're moving through water. So feel a wave starting in the feet, pushing through the legs, expanding through the spine, and out through the hands and fingers. That's your goal. Relax into the movement. Feel that flow. We'll do 2 or 3 more. Really releasing those shoulders down. You can end with me or after me. And we'll do that last one. This one's really simple. We'll just float down and then we'll stand up and we'll bring those arms back to the side. Okay, the next one we call looking up at the moon. So this one, we're gonna rotate our palms so that they face the sky and then bring the arms overhead. When we bring them overhead, we want to avoid this. We want those shoulders and elbows to relax, and then we'll bend from the elbows, point our fingertips together, and then press down to the hips. All right, let the arms come down, rotate, palms face up, and then palms face together. Bend at the elbows, press down the front of your body. So we can imagine here, inhale, gathering energy. Exhale, settle down, bend into those knees, feeling nice and heavy. So we're building strength here. We can look up and then back to neutral. Your goal is to feel that push, kind of connected to the arms. We want to coordinate our upper and lower half. Nice deep breaths. All right, let's do a few more. Try to get everything at the top together and then sinking down to the bottom together. This is the magic of Tai Chi and Qigong. We're opening those joints. We're connecting the mind, the body, and the breath through this movement. All right, 1 or 2 more. Again, ending with me or after me. We're going to combine this with the first one. So we're going to complete a full round. And then we're going to do a half circle, bringing our arms to the front, shoulder height, shoulder width apart, palms face down. Then we do the first one, upper arms, forearms, and palms. And then we return to that original position. All right, take a moment. Throw a couple of swings in there. Let go. All right, come back to center. Ease off because we're going to do some more spine work now. So we're going to grab those chairs. All right, this is the time. We got those legs flowing. Let's move into our spine. Finding a nice, comfortable chair, something that does not roll. All right, we're going to sit on the edge of this chair. This is going to allow us to feel connected to our feet. The goal is to feel both of your sit bones on your chair. Okay, now from there, check in on your spine. We still want to be lifting through the crown of our head. Now we're going to lift our arms up into that, what we call a hug a tree position or our upper body shape. This means we're wrapping our arms around a giant tree, not too close with the fingertips. Relax everything and then drop your elbows down. Now from here, we're going to do all of the types of spine movement. The first one is just going to be a simple turning. So from our straight position, We're going to imagine we're in our own little square and we're going to turn about 45 degrees or to the corner. And then we're going to come back to center and we're going to go to the other corner. And we're just going to flow from side to side. We're warming up our spine. You should feel that middle lower back opening. And as you turn, make sure to keep those shoulders hanging down. Now we're going to take a break in between each section, releasing the arms to let go of any tension that might have built up from holding them. We're going to do a few more rounds side to side. So remember, lift up nice and tall and just rotate. Few more breaths. Check in. Are you breathing down to your belly? Are you perhaps turning so far that your breath is becoming shortened? And then ease off if that's true. All right, one more complete round from side to side. And then we're going to come back. So back to center. Throw the arms down. Release the shoulders, release the arms. Remember, there's nothing else like Tai Chi that you're going to be holding your arms up in the air for 45 minutes. So we really want to make sure to let go. All right, the next one we're going to do is going to be moving from side to side. So horizontally moving our spine from side to side. So we'll bring our arms back up into that hug a tree position. Make sure we're sitting up nice and tall. Feet are connected to the ground. And then think about moving side to side. So if I exaggerate, it's a really clear movement, okay? But when I exaggerate, that weight's pouring too much to one side and then the other. So we want to make sure that our weight is still remaining centered on our sit bones. And we're just using our spine for a smaller movement, side to side. So feel your connection to your spine and your breath. You might feel the ribs opening. You could put your hands here if that helps. Feel that connection with how you should be moving from side to side. Now from here, we're going to come back to center and we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to take it one step further. We're going to turn first. So we're going to turn to one corner or one side, and then we're going to go back and forth from the corner. So corner to corner, finding that connection. You can keep your head looking to the corner direction, or you can look ahead. A little stretch in the neck, but again, feel the spine starting to open, getting it nice and juicy, bringing back that movement. Okay, one more round, side to side, and we'll come back, turn, and then go to the other corner. And then again, forward and back. So we're going corner to corner. Feel your sit bones nice and solid. And breathe deep to your belly. Okay, a couple more rounds. Last one. Back to center and release. Throw them down. Really throw those arms. Relax everything for a moment. Let the energy go out of the shoulders, okay? This is the hardest part. We're building strength in our shoulders and our back right now by holding our arms up. Okay, the next one is probably the hardest one to master and to begin to feel within your body. It's going to be a vertical circle, forward and back. So we're going to do both directions. This is going to be like somebody doing the worm on the ground with your spine, except in a circle, okay? So when we first start doing this, it might just feel like an open and close. That's still bringing great movement through to your spine, but we want to think about it being a forward and then a back, okay? So we're going to lift and lengthen and then come back, and then we're going to go the other direction, okay? It's going to be a much smaller movement when you actually do it, but that's what we're going for. So bringing those arms back up, check in, elbows, relax down, shoulders hanging down. Take a breath, and now moving forward and then back. So if I'm exaggerating, again, that weight's really moving on my sit bones, but you can see that circle a little bit more. And then we really want to kind of hone into a smaller circle. So that first exercise that we did with the arms floating up and going down includes this movement of the spine as we lift the arms up and we float the arms down. So imagine how we can combine this together. Now we'll go the other way. So going forward and back. So again, if I exaggerate, lifting and rounding, and we're really moving through the spine here, okay? But we want it to be a smaller movement. And we just want to imagine that our spine is moving just a little bit. All right, ready? Come back to center, throw them down. All right, release the arms, release any tension you might have. Take a few deep breaths. All right. If you could mute yourself, that would be great. Bringing those arms back up. All right, we're going to combine all these movements together into what we call a figure eight. Just one moment, I do apologize here. Okay, staying seated. We're just going to go from here. Okay, so we're making a figure eight. We're going to go to one corner, and then we're going to go back and across to the other corner. So imagine a big circle. If I really exaggerate, okay, we're doing a figure eight. Now, again, as you do this, keep the sit bones connected to the ground or to your chair, okay? So this is important to practice so that when we're in our Tai Chi bow stances, we can have this movement in our spine, but not be moving our hips. So then we have nice alignment through our knees, and our hips and ankles are all getting healed and creating good strength in our legs. Now the other direction. So moving the other way. One side might feel really good, the other side not so much. So again, exaggerating, it's a big kind of circle back and forth. But we really want to connect to our sit bones, find that movement through our spine. All right, let's do a couple more. So again, it's nice, small movements. You can see, even though it's nice and small, we can still feel that spine opening. All right, ready? Throw them down. Okay. Release the shoulders. That's the goal. That is your big goal here. All right. Now we've done a ton of waist movement. Let's stand up. Let's take those chairs to the side. And let's get some movement going through our legs. So remember, Tai Chi is so amazing for our balance and our overall health because we focus on the alignment in our bodies and we move slowly and with intention. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mirror each other in a bow stance. So feet shoulders width apart. You're going to shift your weight to your left leg and you're going to turn and open 45 degrees with that right foot. So take a moment, look down. Now sink into that leg and step out with that left foot. Heel touches, ball of foot, toes touch. Bend your knee, connect to the ground, and now shift 60% of your weight forward. Your goal should be that your knee is over your ankle, the hips are open towards the corner direction, and where does the turning come from? If we hold our arms up, we can imagine we're still in that chair, and we turn from our torso. So our legs remain strong and stable, and we feel that movement from our spine. So now if we shift back, we can feel pushing and turning go together, and then pushing back and turning to the corner. So keeping that alignment in your legs is really key. Now, we're going to do this again. We're going to do it on the other side, but before we do, stay where you are. I want to demonstrate something. I'm going to turn. All right, from this position, I want you to see the length of your stance does not matter. You can step out really long, or you can step out nice and small, just like you would when you were walking. A natural step, touch heel, ball, toe, bend the knee. What's most important is shifting back. Can you slowly pick up? And then can you step back out nice and slow? And then move forward. Your back leg is nice and straight. It's not locked, but it's not too bendy. We're just pushing and feeling nice and strong through our legs. And then we push back and we pick up. Okay, now let's do the other side, keeping that in mind. So coming back, and then we're going to add in some arms. So this time, shifting to your right leg, turn and open 45 degrees with the left. Sink down. And now step out. Your goal is to have 2 lines between your feet. So we don't want to be crossed. We want to have space for our hips to remain open. And then we're going to push forward. So same thing, knee over ankle. If you're too far forward, you can lift your heel. Not enough, and you can lift your toes. Centered, and you feel rooted and connected like there's Velcro in every inch of your shoe, and you can't peel yourself up off the ground, okay? Now with those arms, feel your torso turn. Turning. Hips are staying where? To the corner. Okay, so we have that strength in our legs, and we're keeping that proper alignment. Why? Knees are in line with the foot direction. So now shift back. As you move forward, turn your torso to straight. Now as you shift back, turn back and move forward. One more round, back. We're going to be working with this today. That's why we're building on this. Okay, one more, back. Okay, relax the arms. Now, can you pick up? If it was difficult, we're going to step a little bit smaller. Okay, remember, we get the balance through building strength. Strength does not happen overnight. It comes through nice, slow, intentional movement. Okay, so the last 2 sessions, we were building on press and push. So let's review those arm movements first before we combine it with the footwork. And because today, working backwards on grasping the bird's tail, we're going to add another movement. So our press, our right arm is in a 90-degree angle, and our left palm is touching the center of the forearm. Now, I want you to remember the torso is open here. So the torso is open to the side, and our arm is to the straight direction. We're not going to be like this, okay? The other thing, the palm is diagonal. So it's not going to be straight, and it's not going to be to the side. We got to find in between. Perfect. Now, when we do press, we're going to start low and close to our ribs, and we're going to expand up. That's it. The intention is pushing and pressing out to the side. So we go from low and we go high. All right. This one's pretty simple, as is push. So the next one is push. The first thing we're going to think about is using our waist turning. And both arms are going to open and go flat. So you're going to turn your torso to straight and flatten both arms. Then we're going to come back over a ball and sit up the palms, and then we're going to push to shoulder height. Okay, so push is a really great opportunity to check in on our coordination of our upper and lower halves, and we're going to get into that. But right now, I want you to think about push not being flat, but being holding a beach ball, okay, and relaxing what? Shoulders and elbows down, okay? When we push like this, or even just flat palms, the energy is getting caught in our chest, and we want to always have it sinking down. Our goal is to feel stable and heavy and light up top, okay? So again, press, we start in nice and close, left hand to the forearm, and then we go expand out. Now, turn from your torso, flatten out the arms, come back over a ball, and we sit up the palms. Check here, not too low, and we don't have to be too close. You can relax a bit more, okay? Then from here, push shoulder height and shoulder width apart. All right, one more time. From press, expand, flatten, come back, and push. Okay, now that we've nailed that, how do we get the whole Tai Chi aspect? We got to add our legs, okay? So we're all going to face the same direction, which is our normal direction. From here, you're going to sink into your left leg. So that means we shift to the right, we open 45 degrees, we sink, and we step out into a beautiful bow stand. Now, before we get moving, I want you to check, can you pick up? If it was hard, I want you to take a nice small step. Remember, be kind to yourself. The strength will come through practice, all right? From here, left hand to right forearm. Remember, where's your torso? It's open to the corner, matching your hips and your legs. From here, expand out as you move forward. Your goal when you end is that your elbow and knee is in line. Okay, that's the connection. So we don't want to be here or here. We want to make sure the action is happening in front of us because we're here coming back and we're pressing someone away. Now, we're going to turn from our waist and flatten our arms. We're going to come back over a ball and sit up the palms. Now remember, we're always leaning into our movement. So like you're pushing something heavy, legs, waist, arms, all working together. So check, in line with your shoulders, are your palms holding a beach ball? And are we leaning so we can relax our lower back down? Okay, let's do it again, shifting back. Left palm to right forearm, expand out. Okay, flatten and turn, come back, sit up the palms, and then push. Again, coming back to press, expand out, turn, come back, and push. Okay, now that we're feeling great and we've nailed that, right? Let's add on to it. So grasping the bird's tail is kind of like the pinnacle of Yang Style Tai Chi, and we repeat it again and again. Grasping the bird's tail consists of 5 movements. We have ward off left. Then we move into, we're going to do ward off right. Roll back is our mission for today. And then we have press and push. So why are we working backwards? Push is one of the best movements that we can learn to train our body to move together as one wave of movement from our feet all the way out through our hands. That's why we started there. So today we're going to talk about roll back, okay? So roll back, we're going to start from ward off right. I know that sounds interesting, but this is why. We just learned press. The only difference from press to ward off right is that in the final position, we're just going to separate our left palm. That's it. So this is press and this is ward off right in the final postures. Now, how you get to them is different, but just for today's sake, we're just going to separate our palms. Now from here, we're just going to learn the arms first. And what we're going to learn is we're going to drop our left arm first, and we're going to think about turning our right arm together. So we're going to rotate that arm until the palm is sitting up. Okay, so we come from here, rotate the whole arm together until the palm sits up, and then all we're going to do is we're going to turn from our waist and the arm's going to come back. Okay, so remember, we're going to talk about the meaning. I know you're not here for a martial art, but since we're learning through video, this is a lot easier if we understand why we're moving this way. So we don't want to turn our wrist, okay? We're not doing a wrist turn. We're using the center of our forearm to stay connected to someone, and we're rotating the whole arm until that palm is sitting up. Now, sitting up means that it's like this. It's seated. It's not flat. It's sitting up with the fingers slightly towards the sky. Then from here, we're just going to turn, okay? That's it. So we go from here, with our arm in that right angle. Using the shoulder and elbow joints, we're going to turn with our waist. Then we're going to turn back with our waist. Not too bad, right? Now the left arm's even easier. The left arm is pushing down. So we started here, right? The only thing we're going to think about here is if we were grabbing someone and we wanted to turn their arm over, what would we do? We would turn our palm to the sky. So this movement is just turning your palm to the sky, and then it's going to follow back. Okay, that's it. So essentially, we're just staying here and we're just going to rotate. So we're just showing that we're rotating to grab. That's it. So palms facing down and then palms facing up. So now we're going to try and do them together. So we have both arms. We're going to imagine there's a little string connected between them, so that as they turn to our right corner, they're going to keep the same space. We're going to turn. left palm to the sky, and right palm to the corner. So now our left fingertips are pointing towards our right forearm, and then we're going to turn by our torso and just keep the arms pretty much the same. There'll just be a little bit of up and down movement. All right, let's do it again. So from that right angle, our left palm is facing down, and keep that string between them and rotate both of the arms together until they go to the corner. So now left palm is to the sky, right hand is seated, and we're just going to turn back. Pretty simple, right? So now, how do we get to press? We're going to turn our right arm so that it comes back to that 90, and we're going to touch. And then we just expand out for press. Okay? So let's do this a few times with just the arms, and then we're going to get all of this together with the leg movements. That's going to be the easy part, okay? So from here, right angle, palm is pushing down, keep that string, turn to the corner. So your palm is facing the corner, and your left hand is facing the sky. And then turn from your waist, and your arms are going to go to the other corner. Now, bending that right arm, bring it back to the right angle and touch with your left palm. And then expand out for press. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're in press. Where are we going to go? Ward off, we're just going to separate, right? Pretty cool. All right, so now turn to the corner. Rotate both arms. Turn to the other corner. Now touch. So left hand is going to come in as you bend that right arm, and then we go out. All right. Now you are doing so incredibly good. Let's add the legs to it, okay? So this is the easier part, all right? So remember all that waist movement we were just doing? We're going to be using a lot of that. So we start in our bow stance. Let's get ourselves in a really good starting position. Feet or shoulders width apart. Turn, shift to the right, and then turn on that left heel. Okay, check 45 degrees. Now, when you sink down, I want you to be really aware, knee stays in line, right? We're not letting it turn in. We're just using our strength that we have today, and then we step out, not reaching, just natural step out. Okay, so how do we coordinate this together? Remember with press, our elbow and our knee is in line, and we're here. So the only difference is we're starting with the hands separated. That's the only difference. We're from here and we're starting here, okay? Now, from here, we're going to use our waist turning from the open corner direction to lead the arms, turning to the corner. So our torso wants to be straight. And then turn as you shift your weight back to your back leg. Nice. Now, bend your right arm and touch your forearm. And then press out. Flatten the arms. Come back over that ball. And then push. Pretty simple, right? I know it's not. Tai Chi takes time. It's the only thing besides dance that we have to coordinate our body in this way, okay? So we're going to do this a bunch. I want you to let go of any tension you might feel in the arms, okay? Shake them out, all right? Now, let's just feel the waist turn for a second, okay? So hold your arms up in that hug a tree position, and we're just going to do the legs and the spine movements, okay? So we're open towards the corner. So what are we going to do? First, we're going to turn to straight. Then as you shift back, you're going to turn back. Now we're just going to move forward. Remember that diagonal movement? Okay, now we go to straight. Then we come back. And then we go forward. Okay, release the arms. We're going to do it again. I'm going to call out the moves with just the body shape and the legs. So we're turned towards the corner for our ward off right. Okay, roll back is our new move. The first thing we're going to do, turn your torso. Push back and turn your torso back. Okay, now just push forward. Now we're in press. We're going to push. So we're going to turn, then we're going to come back, and we're going to push. Okay, ready to do it? We feel confident. Let's go. So remember our press. The only thing different for ward off right in the end position is we separate the palm. Okay, keeping that string. Use the waist turning to lead the arms. From here, turn. Left palm to the sky, right palm seated. Now turn back. Use your waist. Nice. Now bend your right elbow, touch with your left palm, and then move forward. Okay, turn from your waist to flatten the arms. Come back over the ball, and then push. All right, we should be feeling that connection now, right? We feel nice and strong through the legs. We're feeling that waist turning. Let's do it again. So remember, elbow and knee in line. Touch that forearm. Okay, we're ready. Now we just separate for ward off right. From here, turn to the corner. Turn back. Touch for press and expand out. Flatten and turn. Come back over a ball and then push. All right, ready? One more time. Feeling those legs. Elbow and knee in line. Feeling the flow from moving so quickly. So touching, separate. Okay, now leading from the waist. Turn the arms to the corner. Shift back and turn to your left corner. Now press, touch the right forearm. Expand out. Flatten the arms by turning the waist. Come back over the ball and then push. All right, I want you to check. How do we feel? Are we leaning? Are we relaxing our back? Very important, okay? We want to avoid this. We want to relax down a little bit. All right, let's do it one more time for today. Elbow and knee. If we were touching, the only thing we're going to do is separate. Okay, now roll back. Turn to the corner. Now use your waist to bring your arms to the other corner. Bend the right arm so you can touch the forearm. Expand out for press. Turn the waist to flatten the arms. Draw back. Remember, we're leaning still, and then we push. Nice work. All right, take a second. Shake it out. All right. We're just going to come back into that parallel stance. We're going to do a little bit of waist turning here, okay? So shoulders width apart. Remember, your goal is to check in on yourself throughout your day, okay? Check how you're standing. Everyone has a different method of standing with how we are with our hips, our knees, and our ankles. I want this to become natural, okay? Now from here, just let go. I want you to just turn the torso. Let those arms just fly wherever they're going to go. Feel that lower back sinking down. Getting a nice release here. We just did a lot of hard work today. All right, so let's ease off from that. Come back to center. Just going to give ourselves a nice little stretch through the front of our thighs here. So maybe you grab onto a piece of furniture or that chair we had in our room and just grabbing the top of your shoe, your pant leg, whatever you can reach onto. Bring your knees together, find a nice stretch through the front of your leg here, just releasing everything because of all of that stance work we just did. Really great for building strength, but we want to make sure we take a little stretch at the end of class. All right, one more breath here, and then we'll switch. So shift your weight, find that center of your foot. This is going to be helpful as we move on. So feel the connection to the ground and then lift up. Knees together, point that leg down. Nice deep breaths. Remember to pick a point and to stare at, and with your leg, stand up tall, don't lock, but don't be bendy, and that'll help with your balance. All right, release. Take a second, shake out the arms again. And we're gonna close class with that like waters wave that we did at the very beginning. This is a great exercise that you can do in your home. You can actually do this anywhere in just a couple of feet of space. So shoulders width apart. We'll do a couple of rounds, bringing those arms to the side, and then inhale and float them up. Exhale, bend into the knees and float down. So inhale, lifting. Exhale, upper arms, forearms, and palms. Sink down. So feeling that wave move through the body. One more here, and then we're gonna look up, gathering that energy and settle down. So from here, we're just gonna stand up, bring those arms overhead. Exhale, bend at the elbows, sink down. 2 more times. Last one. And then standing up and returning to that original position. All right, thank you so much for joining me. It was such a pleasure having you here.